Welcome to this explainer. If you've ever stared at a massive YouTube channel and just wondered, how on earth do they actually do it? Well, you're absolutely in the right place. Today, we're not just talking about casually making videos and crossing our fingers for the best. We're talking about constructing a powerful, well-oiled digital business engine from the absolute ground up. Think of this as your complete builder's journey, taking you from zero to a highly sustainable, thriving presence.
Okay, let's dive into the step-by-step masterclass blueprints that will demystify exactly how to build and grow your channel. We'll be looking at 1. Laying the channel foundation. 2. The art of packaging. 3. Structuring your videos. 4. Learning from your analytics. And finally, 5. Monetizing and sustaining growth.
All right, let's kick things off with Section 1, Laying the Channel Foundation, which is all about choosing your audience and niche.
Now, long-term success really requires starting with a rock-solid foundation, not just uploading random topics and hoping for some viral luck. A super common beginner mistake is treating a channel like a personal diary, a chaotic mix of whatever they feel like that day. Maybe it's gaming on Tuesday, cooking on Thursday, and some deep life advice on the weekend. The problem there? YouTube gets incredibly confused about who to push your content to, and viewers just have no clear reason to subscribe. Instead, you've got to use the targeted power of an umbrella niche. By grouping closely related topics together, like AI, digital marketing, and freelancing, you attract a recognizable, consistent viewer who actually wants to stick around for every single upload because the topics all serve their main interest.
So once you have that umbrella established, you need specific content pillars. Establishing these pillars, like focusing specifically on AI tools, online income, or digital products, gives you endless video ideas without turning your channel into a chaotic, disconnected mess. It literally acts as the ultimate cure for creator's block. You get the creative variety you crave, but it keeps your content firmly under that main umbrella.
Now, I absolutely love this quote because beginner perfectionism is just such a massive trap. Don't spend 3 weeks choosing a logo while producing 0 videos. It is so easy to get caught up in the tiny, insignificant details when you're just starting out. Sure, a professional look and a clear description matter, but they matter far less than agonizing over the perfect color palette on day 1. Get the foundational concept down and just start building the actual content. Moving right along to Section 2, the art of packaging. This covers titles, thumbnails, and making killer first impressions. If your foundation is the structural framing of your digital house, your titles and thumbnails are the curb appeal. You have to treat them as a critical component of your core strategy, absolutely never as a last-minute afterthought. And this brilliantly illustrates exactly what I mean. Look at the difference here. My thoughts on AI is incredibly vague. I mean, why would anyone scrolling on their phone stop for that? But the specific value title, 10 AI tools that can save you hours every week, creates a clear, specific, and highly compelling reason to watch. The viewer knows exactly what tangible value they are getting, without you ever having to resort to misleading clickbait. The exact same rule applies to your thumbnails. You want a strong visual, just a few highly readable words, and a clear emotional or curiosity-driven idea. Please do not cram your thumbnails with 10 lines of tiny text. Remember, the vast majority of your audience is going to see this shrunk down on a mobile phone screen. Instead of writing a literal essay on the image, commit to testing different, bold visual strategies over time, whether they are answering a specific search intent or just sparking raw, irresistible curiosity. Let's jump into Section 3, structuring your videos. This is all about keeping that attention from the very first second. When it comes to the architecture of your content itself, a clear voice, strong pacing, and highly useful information will always outperform an expensive, flashy studio setup. Let's move to and see how this builds into a highly effective framework for YouTube Shorts. It's 5 parts. You start with a hook to immediately grab them. You instantly state the problem they face. Then you deliver the value or the solution. You spark curiosity for what they should explore next. And finally, you drop a call to action. It's a remarkably tight structure designed specifically for our modern attention spans. But what about traditional long-form videos? Well, here is your clear chronological flow. You must introduce the problem right away. Actually, let me stress this. Do not spend the first 30 seconds on your life story or a slow intro sequence. Jump straight in. Then, clearly explain what they're going to learn. Next, walk through your logical main points with concrete, real-world examples. Finally, finish with a highly useful next step. Every single section of your video must teach, demonstrate, tell a story, or drive the viewer directly toward that promised outcome. Absolutely no fluff allowed. So the crucial point is how you leverage all that hard work to create immense efficiency. You can milk a single deep research session for one main long-form video and then systematically repurpose it. We're talking 3 shorts, an Instagram reel, a visual Pinterest graphic, a written blog article, and a Telegram post. You don't have to research every single platform from scratch, right? You just build a smart, centralized repurposing engine that works tirelessly for you.
But hey, even with the absolute perfect structure and a massive repurposing engine, you will eventually face this essential lingering question. Why do they stop watching? Understanding the answer to this is what separates the amateurs from the pros, and it perfectly transitions us into our next phase. Section 4, Learning from your analytics. Because real data beats generic internet advice every single time.
As your channel begins to grow, your own specific audience data becomes infinitely more valuable than random tips you find online. You've got to rely on your own numbers. Growth on YouTube is almost never a perfectly linear straight line pointing up. One video gets 200 views, the next gets 20,000, and the one after that might get 500. And you know what? That is entirely normal. You must rigorously watch metrics like your impressions, click-through rates, and audience retention graphs to spot real patterns instead of just panicking over a single upload. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how you can turn all that confusing data into a simple, actionable checklist. It removes all the guesswork. If your graph shows the audience leaves in the first 3 seconds, the diagnosis is clear. Fix your opening hook. If they are seeing your videos pop up but not clicking, your packaging and thumbnail design need immediate work. And what if you have incredibly high views but strangely low subscribers? Well, you've probably picked a topic that attracted a broad, random audience rather than your actual target community. All right, we have reached the final phase, Section 5, Monetizing and Sustaining Growth. This is where we build a sustainable business engine. Consider this the grand opening of your digital business. If you've smartly chosen a commercially relevant niche, you unlock incredibly diverse income opportunities. You are definitely not limited to just the standard YouTube Partner Program ad revenue. You can leverage affiliate marketing, secure brand sponsorships, offer channel memberships, or even sell your own digital products, premium services, and online courses. This is the exact moment the builder's journey really starts paying dividends. However, there is a golden rule to remember here. Trust is more valuable than a single commission. It's so tempting early on to turn every single upload into a giant, aggressive advertisement for an affiliate link. Please do not do it. Your priority must always be providing immense value to the viewer first. When you do recommend something, properly and honestly disclose those relationships. Your audience's trust is the actual tangible asset you are building, and once you burn it, there's no getting it back. And speaking of protecting that valuable asset, let's bust a massive beginner myth right now. A 5 million view viral gossip short will actively hurt your AI tool's channel. No way is all viral reach beneficial. If you desperately chase a trend and attract the completely wrong audience, those people might hit subscribe in the heat of the moment, sure, but they will completely ignore your core niche content later. That sends a terrible signal to the algorithm that your regular videos are uninteresting, which literally kills your long-term momentum.
Sustaining that growth also requires a serious reality check on the word consistency. True consistency equals publishing useful content on a sustainable schedule, not grinding yourself to dust uploading daily garbage just to feed the algorithm. A genuinely sustainable system might mean batching your research and scripting to produce just one high-quality long-form video and a couple of shorts per week without going into total panic mode. Quality, pacing, and your own mental endurance matter way more than burning out in month 1.
Which leaves us with this final, truly provocative question to think about. Are you building a random video repository or a structured audience-building engine? You have the masterclass blueprint now. You know how to choose an umbrella niche, package your ideas, structure your scripts, diagnose your data, and monetize intelligently. The challenge now is to immediately apply this roadmap to your own ideas. Stop agonizing over the perfect logo and start building your foundation today. Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer, and I will absolutely catch you in the next one.